side, there's a small section there where you need a really small tool. So I've seen some videos, typically like this is a screwdriver with a very small tip that I'm going to be using for this. This is just part of a bigger sort of tool set that I happen to have here. Some people might have some of these little tools laying around, glass repair. Freddie, I see you're holding up your little repair kit there. I've seen some dangerous videos on YouTube of some people using some sharp objects to try to get that clip out of there. And I certainly wouldn't recommend that because it's easy for your hand to slip when you're doing this, and you certainly don't want to hurt yourself replacing the clip on the Healy. So I'm going to go ahead and I tried this earlier with two devices, but it seems to work better with just my laptop here. So I'm going to just put the screen down here so you can see what exactly I'm doing here. And it's if you looking at your device in person, it's of course easier to see it there. But you just want to get you'll see there's like a ridge on either side, and then you're going to want to kind of like put this on the far edge of that ridge and just sort of push it the opposite direction. So if you put this tool in here, look at that, first try. Awesome. But when you take that out there, you'll see on the top here, there's the spring. Oh, let me back it up here. But on either side, there's a little bit of a spring sticking out there. So when you first take the clip out for the first time, I've removed this one a few times now, and it's fairly easy to remove this little metal spring part by hand. But a lot of times, the first time you're going to do this, it's really tight in there. You might need a pair of long nose, needle nose pliers to get that out. But in that case, you can use anything, something like this to get that out that has a sort of a small grippy point, or something like this as well is helpful. But we're going to go ahead and you just pull that little spring out there, and you'll see again either side here, these it's a spring, so both sides are springy, and you'll see as I mentioned, there's kind of like a little groove, and that's what catches and is even easier to put the spring in there. But I'm going to go ahead, and you'll notice earlier when we were doing the unboxing, there was a little bag here, and it had the lanyard attachment in there. So that's what we're going to put that. You take that metal spring out. So be careful though with the spring, because I was yesterday when I was removing this, I brought it out of here, and it sprung about 5 feet away from my desk onto the carpet, and I couldn't find it for a very long time. So just keep it. It's a very small thing, but keep it in there. And then you'll see on this lanyard attachment, on either side, there's a hole. And you just kind of want to sort of slide it right through there to where go in one side here, and then all the way out the other. And it's fairly easy to get through there. And you want it to be basically centered in there, which it is right now. There's a little bit sticking out of either side. And if you can't get it in there, it's certainly easier to get this into the lanyard attachment than it is to get it back into the clip. The clip one, a lot of times, I'll show it in a minute, you might have to sort of push this against a hard surface to get that clip to fully sort of get into proper position there. But once you have this there, you're going to want to take this and line it up back with your Healy. So we're going to do that right now. And we're just going to, you're going to want to put one end in first, basically. So as you see here, we've got one part of the spring sort of overlapping on this side right here, and the other one is already in the little hole on the other side. So we're just going to hold this into place, and I'm going to take that same tool I was using earlier, and we're just going to push on that end of the spring here to where it sort of falls into place in that hole. Oop, see, and you got to be careful here because I had it in there, but it wasn't, it was pushed in, but not into the hole itself. So you're going to want to make sure that it's fully activated in there. Let me try this again. Okay, so that time you heard it click a little bit, and that meant the spring that I pushed in popped back out into the other side of that hole. So now we have a lanyard attached to here. Good to go. You can attach a little, of course, a lanyard to this, or a string, or whatever, necklace, whatever you want to use for your particular situation.